Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Speed Gaming Live 2020, a Link to the Past Randomizer tournament. We have another group play action match going on, Group J to be precise, between matt7898 and Rei07. I'm Pro Rei07, very happy to be joining you here, and joining me on the mic today is Rei. Welcome.
Thank you very much, and welcome everybody to this race. Looking forward to another good one, as we see many of them every day.
Yes, indeed. So this is an important match for both players as we continue group play action. Matt7898 comes into this match with a 2-1 record. So a win in group play will cement his position into the brackets. Rei07 is at 1-1, and a win here would be huge. So a lot riding for both players for their future tournament hopes.
Yeah, if he loses, if Rei happens to lose here, then he'll probably have to hope for another win and then see how the other people go in the hopes of getting a tiebreaker. Otherwise, if he gets to have the win here, he can keep riding that high, win again, and then also try and get in, cement him into the brackets.
Right. It is one of those circumstances where you don't want to end up relying necessarily on other people for this. You want to control your own destiny as much as possible here. So our runners should be getting going here in about a minute or so. What do you think we're going to see as far as like early items that will help shape our seed today? What are you predicting?
Well, I will always hope for a seed that requires pedestal. We rarely see them, and it's not fun for runners. I dabble myself a little bit in randomizer, and it's not something you want to have to do. But for viewers, it can be something very fun sometimes when the runners realize they have to get that pedestal, and they try to start routing to get those pendants. Of course, if they already have one because they dipped somewhere, that's always exciting for them. But mostly, I also like just early Dark World access. Really opens up the map, and then we get some divergence, while also often seeing them start syncing up again. Always fun to see. How about you?
I do enjoy an early Dark World. I want to see. I think I'd like to see early Canis Samaria and let's say early Hookshot. I'd like to see our runners have some different little offensive weapons here and see how they use them. And this is my fourth A Link to the Past commentary for this event, and yeah, no pedestals, no Aga visits either. So we can always hope, though.
Yeah, the Aga visits have also been very scarce. Now, when you say you're hoping for early Samaria and Hurry the Hookshot, are you talking with or without the sword?
Without. Let's put our runners to the test a little bit and get, not exactly a stress test, but let them show some ingenuity.
And with early Canis Samaria, early Dark World, you very often see a Thief's Town clear with a Samaria on blind, because of course in that fight, it doesn't matter what weapon you have, you just have to position yourself correctly for that script. And I saw one of those fights earlier this week, and it was very, very fun to watch.
Yeah, I've seen of the 3 matches I've done to date, the first crystal for 2 of those 3 matches was actually Tower of Hera. The other was Thieves Town.
Looks like we're getting started here now, starting in different locations, with Matt starting in Sanctuary and making his way to Kakariko. Probably, yeah, he is making his way to Lumberjack, while Rei is going to Saha Closet.
Yeah, we got a map check from Rei. We got a red crystal at Eastern and red and blue pendants at Tower of Hera and Desert. So we're gonna have 6 crystals in the Dark World. That turns the narrative a little bit here. We get a tree pull here from Matt and gets little bits of magic. Saha's Closet.
Yeah, that was a bit of a chunky closet.
At 40 rupees and bombs. I think Saha was a bank robber in another life. So it's over the lumberjacks apparently.
Yeah, some rupees on that ledge. Of course, while we often refer to rupees and bombs such as junk, very early on, those are very nice things to find because you don't have to worry about having them by the time you go into Kakariko.
So not much so far. Our runners have converged here towards the Lost Woods. Ooh, a flute.
A flute in the woods before they head into Kakariko. This is gonna speed up the seed right off the bat because they can activate it and then go anywhere.
Yeah, that is a definite smile for our runners. And it puts Death Mountain into play right off the bat. Also makes, as you say, South Hyrule access a lot quicker. So this is interesting. So we're going into Blind's hideout now. 5 potential items here.
Money and Bloomerang.
Hmm.
And Rei following in his footsteps.
Yeah, pretty standard opening here. Matt.
That mushroom is, of course, a nice find with already having the flute. And I'm sorry, you were saying?
No, yeah, we've got plenty of money to go around here, so if they have to buy more bombs or what have you, they can. I think Matt might do that right now while turning on his flute. Ooh, Power Glove.
That Power Glove also opening more spots. It's cracking open right off the bat.
Yeah, so Back of Escape is now open to our runners. Easy to assume one of them is going to indulge in that.
Zora is also in Logic now.
Still a little light on cash, but they're getting there. Some bombs in the back of the wall. Oh, the hammer.
Just need that Moon Pearl for for real Dark World access. So with that very early Power Glove and hammer, very often we do see a Moon Pearl as well. So we might actually get to see that early Dark World access that we were talking about.
So far, your prediction is bearing out. Rei activating his flute.
Can we get some salutes in chat for the Hylian national anthem?
Yeah. Our runners now are gonna be basically clearing what the other one has already done, and in the next minute or so, they should roughly converge. Rei's gonna be slightly ahead on that front, I think, just because of the extra bombs from the outset.
Yeah, he was able to make his way through Kakariko slightly smoother, but the difference will be minimal.
Rei actually doing a quick check on the sick kid. Like, wait, don't have bottle.
It's a reflex. You go past there, you go in. Well, there's that bottle.
Library. Of course. Yeah.
Do you think they'll go back for it?
I think so. It's right there, but I think they might check race game and then do
and then flute back.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a sword there.
Race game paying off as well. As stated, you still need 2 swords to actually hurt Ganon. The S word, yes.
And both runners, of course, will be making their way through here. It's 10 seconds well spent.
gonna visit Sick Kid now, I think. From there, we'll see.
Since they're fluting to Sick Kid, they may flute to the Witch as well, since they have that mushroom.
Could do that. It's a lot easier now to navigate the dark room in Death Mountain. Get your checkpoint in. Matt's going to South Hyrule.
He's going for the high item density. That's available there.
Yep. Rei is doing the drug deal, so I got just 5 rupees in the chest in the well. Let's see how, or the dam, I should say. Wells in Kakariko. A red boomerang, so Rei has a few words about that. Vanilla piece of heart at the end of the dam drained. Matt's going for Agina.
I've seen a lot of Agina checks early from one player, but not the other, and that has made a big difference in those races, that specific Agina check, so let's see if it pays off for him here.
A difference in the race I did yesterday between Killer App and Dazed Cloud. Agina had the hammer.
That's actually exactly one of the races I was talking about, yeah.
There you go. And that did shape it. That did shape the early part of the race. Well, it's not a hammer, but a blue mail is not unwelcome by any stretch.
It is a nice safety to have. If you make a small mistake here and there, it's definitely gonna make it easier. And when you just run through stuff and you take damage, not really caring, it's gonna put you in a better position whenever you are fighting something that you do care about.
Sank heart, another heart container, the Moon Pearl, and some money in Mini Moldorm Cave.
And with that Moon Pearl, they have a lot more Dark World access, and there's the Kina Samaria in the back of Escape.
So both runners are getting their money's worth out of this opening section here. We got the red cane, we got a hammer, we got a sword, flute, power glove, Moon Pearl. So the seed is wide open right now, and there's half magic and Ice Rod Cave. Speaking of good stuff, so it's almost to the point now where it's almost too much information. It's like you gotta kind of decide what you want to do now.
And the choices that they make, that's gonna determine very early who gets a potential lead, but it makes nothing certain.
Not at all, and Rei is going to make our first dip into the Dark World at the 9-minute mark.
Let's see if we get a map check here.
Oh, Rei's going to go buy some bombs. Only has 1. You need 2 to get the full allotment of Height Cave. Unfortunately, that does cost 100 rupees.
Delaying that Zora a bit, yeah.
So, red crystal at Pod and a green pendant at Swamp. Interesting.
Meaning both Ice Rod and Fire Rod are required because Turtle Rock has that crystal.
Yes, it does. So, an interesting setup here. A Hype Cave. Is it going to be hype for once? Well,
that mirror is definitely hype.
Yep. That puts Eastern Death Mountain into play, as well as Tower of Hera, although Hera is a pendant. So I'd give that about a 3 out of 10, because the rest of it was junk.
I'd give it a 5. Any really big item deserves a 5 from me.
Well, technically though, the mirror isn't even required because Swamp Palace is the green pendant, so that does take a little of the luster off.
True, again, it's not really required, but this mirror tends to speed people up considerably, and finding it early if your opponent doesn't have it can really turn a profit.
It can. The longer Matt goes without getting said mirror, the better off it will be. But Matt also has to make a trip to South Hyrule anyways, so...
Yeah, I do expect him to find that in not too long.
No, yeah, that's true. Especially now that Rei is kind of going the same route as Matt. We get a death warp here.
Yeah, he set that up smoothly from that flail guy. Let's go in to check out the rest of Escape. This is not in logic, because if he's going to the Dark Cross, but he can do it. I've seen all the racers in this race. We have such quality that they can easily maneuver these dark rooms.
Yeah, especially with a sword, using that as a beacon, as kind of a flashlight for this. Ooh, Rei got a little jumpy there and goes off
He
the
laughed,
edge.
though. He's okay with it.
Yeah, well, you gotta have a sense of humor about these things. It's a long race.
Oh, I missed it. What did he get from Dark Cross?
Just 3 bombs. Nothing to write home about. So now Matt, looks like he's gonna do the rest of South Hyrule here. Does have a flute. Probably might have been a little faster doing it that way, but okay.
Yeah, the number 8 warp would probably brought him here faster, but he's going to be very happy when he checks here in Mini Moldrum Cave and getting that Moon Pearl for himself.
Yes, indeed.
The Moldrum's not working with him, though.
Yeah. Well, he's got... So there's the Moon Pearl. Yes. So we're getting our first look at Death Mountain here. We're gonna save the old man.
Coming in from the flute side, that's a bit quicker, but still being in the dark requires a little bit of knowledge of how that cave is shaped.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward, though. In terms of darkroom navigation, it's one of the easiest.
It is one of the easier ones. Looks like Matt is setting up for the water walking here, though.
Which makes sense, especially given the Moon Pearl. Might as well get your mileage out of this. And if he can find 82 more rupees, he can pay off Zora.
Maybe the hobo's not so poor and he can get him there.
We shall see. Okay, Rei is out of there and gets some love from the old man.
Some love from the hobo as well.
Yeah. So Rei heading on up.
Throwing a bomb back to get revenge on those cabbages that hit him.
So inside Spectacle Rock, we have flippers.
I've not seen Spectacle Rock pay off that much on races that were streamed, so good to actually see an item there that people want to have.
Yep. Again, with Swamp kind of out of pocket right now, but definitely something to have. Nice bomb jump there by Rei to get across the chasm. Save a little bit of time. Get a
bomb drop one way is worth much more than the other way.
So we'll see if Rei decides to take at least a peek. He is going to take a peek into a Tower of Hera. It is a pendant, so far as we know, not required, but there are 2 items, and there's a decent chance you can get both of them early.
In the meantime, Matt has made his way into Thieves Town, which is full clearable because he does have that hammer.
First 2 chests did not yield items, so Rei is going to pass for the moment and continue on towards East Death Mountain, which has 8 chests for him to open.
Sprint and do spiral. That's always fun to have the boots in there. Of course, starting with boots, you don't have to worry ever about, do I find them in time or do I have to do the walk of shame?
No. It is a minor consideration, yes, but just a bug-catching net at the end of all of that.
I didn't quite see. I think Matt found only keys and I think a map as well in the front of Thieves Town. Might have missed 1 chest. So he's gonna be finding a lot more items going deeper and deeper into this dungeon.
Yeah, it is a backloaded dungeon, so... There's our fire source.
In the supermarket and Quake, no, bombos as well. All right, now can he? The question is, which one will they need? Is this the 1 medallion, or is he gonna have to find more?
That, of course, that will remain to be seen, but that's a good starting point for Rei, having 2 fire sources at his disposal, and it looks like he's gonna make his way towards towards Thieves Town and Skull Woods now through the back entrance.
You said 2 fire sources. Did he get the fire rod as well? I don't see it on the tracker.
Bombos is the fire source.
Oh, Bombos counts as the fire source. That's actually news to me. That's good to know, because I know you can kill the ice golems and ice palace with it, but I didn't know if it worked as a fire source.
It doesn't light torches, no, but it is a fire-based item, so it is, it does make things go on fire. So
well, yes, but no.
It's a hybrid, yes. Burns things, but does not burn torches. So now we're on our way to blind the thief, your first boss. It's 9 hits, regardless of what weapon you use. With the Cane of Samaria, that's a possible safety play. But with a red potion, they should be okay. If anything does happen. This is a pretty scripted fight.
And as a scripted fight, it doesn't matter what weapon you have, fighter sword, butter sword, it's all 9 hits.
So Matt is
Sorry, go ahead.
I was saying Matt is on the board at 20 minutes.
First crystal coming in, Rei following in his footsteps, going for that crystal as well. Although he is a little bit behind, but he has done a lot of checks that Matt will now have to catch up.
He's done a lot of checks. Lamp and Bombos are certainly nice to have, and perhaps Bombos is required, but we don't have immediate progression from the checks that Rei has done. We've just got intelligence at this point.
True.
All right, so bombable hut now, and answer is so not much in Thieves Town. No Titan's Mitt yet, so can't do the Smith chain. Can do Digging Game, which will cost 80 rupees, and Stumpy, and, well, unfortunately, cannot do Cape 45. Matt cannot do Cape 45 because he has not gone to Hype Cave yet.
That'll be some slight unfortunate routing because he'll probably make his way to Hype Cave very soon, and then he'll have that mirror. Has to make that choice. Do I go back for that cave? It's only one chest. There's probably other more efficient places to check first.
Shame Matt didn't pick up all those rupees. He actually could have turned a profit off of that game, I think.
Or at least minimize his loss, reducing his chances for maybe not having enough yet for Zora if he ever would want to check that.
He may decide to route that in if he goes to check Catfish. Go get it. Well, he doesn't have flippers again, so he hasn't visited Death Mountain yet. So yes, that's not great. But
Rei losing some time there. Did Rei not notice he missed a bomb? He missed a bomb in attic, so he is going towards blind, but he didn't actually open up.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's a minor oversight, and that's just one of those things that happens. You're just trying to do a lot of things at once.
Probably already thinking about where am I going to go next. This is just a scripted fight. I can do this quick. Where I'm going to go next. If I find this, I go there. If I find this, I go there. Not paying attention, just thinking, okay, the bomb is where it needs to be. It blows up, but you don't hear the sound. But he's probably not looking for the sound of, hey, it opened up. This is ready. So he's probably going to get confused when he arrives in the boss arena. Then nothing happens.
Yeah, and this is a mistake all gamers make. Like, you're playing 5 steps ahead in your mind, and really you should be playing 1 or 2 most of the time.
And their Matt has gone back. Sorry.
Yeah, I was saying, yeah, just a vanilla piece of heart there. Nothing.
And Matt now making his way up Death Mountain as well. With that mirror, he wants to go do all those checks that Rei has done before, so he'll get some of his convenience items, as well as that Bombos tablet that may or may not be required. And Rei now sees his mistake, thinking, oh no, you can see it in the camera, oh no, did I really miss that bomb? Having to go back there sits him back a considerable amount of time.
So Matt is through. Got clobbered pretty good by the anti-fairy there.
And as chat points out, blind does despawn. So after blowing up the attic, he has to go pick blind up again.
That's an unfortunate consequence, and he's only at 2 hearts. He might have to go and, excuse me, might have to take that red potion unless he's really confident he can get through blind damageless.
It's a very scripted fight, but it's very easy to take 1 or 2 hits, and 2 hearts, really, it's not a lot. Even with Blue Mail, getting hit by the wrong thing is instantly 2 hearts, I think.
Yeah, and he's only got green mail. He doesn't have the blue mail like Matt does. So
all right, because it wasn't Agina's cave. We were talking about that earlier, and this is where it could make the difference.
Yeah, that's 1 strike against him, unfortunately. So we also got to get through this room unscathed. He does. So Matt is going to take a peek into Tower of Hera. How far he decides to go is TBD at this point. Will he make the plunge, or? Looks like yes, he is. He is gonna at least give this an honest look. Could be big for Matt if there's even something up here.
Especially because Rei will not be inclined to go back there anytime soon, having already cleared that mountain and checked those first 2 chests.
Exactly. Oh boy, down to his last. Oh, he doesn't have it. He's got to be really careful.
Yes, he used his red potions earlier. Chat pointed it out, but he does get it. He only got hit once by a fireball, which is only 1 heart of damage, leaving him at half a heart, and does do a mostly clean finish. Playing very carefully there by pausing a lot so he can swiftly dodge the fireballs as they come out. Very good job by him, putting him on the board as well at 26-25.
Yes. So 1 crystal apiece. Matt is making the journey up to Troll Dorm with babies with a hammer. It's 3 strikes, but it's a much narrower. Oh!
And he gets pushed off. That's unfortunate. That's the troll. Oh, but he falls off several levels, having to run all the way up there again.
So
the chat is asking, is Hera basement dead? We actually don't know. I actually don't know, personally. There might still be an item there. I haven't been counting those.
I think there will be an item. So again, 3 hammer hits, and Matt having a little trouble kind of getting into position. Not getting a lot of help from Troll Dorm. Troll Dorm throws him off again.
Standing next, and he decides to nope out. He doesn't even check the basement, even though he has the key for it.
Well, he doesn't have a fire source, so he can't.
Oh, that's right. I totally forgot. You have to have a fire source to even get that chest out. But he'll get his fire source soon enough.
Through here, he will. So Rei is in Skull Woods, which has 2 items. You're hoping for a front-loaded Skull Woods. Picked up a key. Well, that's one of the 2 items, the magic cape.
Again, not a progression item, but more convenience.
Well, if Bumper Cave holds anything, that's huge.
That's true.
And Bumper Cave paid off yesterday in the race I did. I had Titansmiths, so who knows?
I remember that race. I watched that race, and we also remember the commentators talking about, did they check Bumper? Didn't they? Because they weren't sure. And you guys checked Bumper very late, which made you both feel like you were behind. What if the other person checked much earlier? And that made it for a very exciting race. But it looks like Rei is going to go check it because he does have that cape.
Fortunately, no payoff here, just 20 bucks.
Matt now does have that fire source.
Yeah. Rei getting a look at Lumberjack, finds nothing, and moves on. Matt is 5 rupees away, and I think is now going to do the loop and take care of business with Zora. Money. Oh, that's right. Rei never did Bonk Rocks.
Indeed, he did not. Because he went straight to Saha Closet.
He didn't do hasn't done Back of Escape either.
He's still missing that Kena Samaria from there. That's right.
Yep. Kena Samaria would have been handy against Blind, especially with so few hearts.
Definitely. It makes it for a very clean fight if you can just place the block in his path.
Zora. And
getting scammed by Zora, as so many runners have in these races, but you cannot afford to maybe skip that.
The Bernie Madoff special once again.
Well, there he is in Back of Escape. So he'll get his cane now.
Matt is going to get some money. Respawn that multiple times and get 50 rupees a pop, but doesn't need 50, just needs some money to tide him over. He's gonna pay Kiki the monkey. Okay, so
he better make sure he doesn't get hit then.
Yeah.
If he gets even once, it'll suddenly be 5 rupees short, and I'll have to go find more.
Yeah. Well, the enemies here do tend to give out rupees once in a while, so he should be okay. He's gonna actually check Saha's closet now. So
while he's here, that seems like a very, very sensible thing to do.
Well, there's 40 rupees back there, so even if he does get hit, he can just reset.
Yeah, that does give him the safety he needs, just in case. I personally feel like I would need that safety, but these guys are on a completely different level, of course. They can be very comfortable in going through those. It only happens very occasionally that one of them does get hit, but it's unfortunate to see it happen.
And if it does happen, it's usually a bad spawn or something. Another hard container, graveyard. You can probably check King's Tomb next, clear that set out. From there, probably Catfish and then the Zora Loop.
He's got the cash, so that's very likely. He's got the flipper, so he can also check the waterfall right then. And Matt now dipping into Palace of Darkness.
King's Tomb is a bust, 20 rupees.
I feel like this is still this is an incredibly close race.
Yeah,
Rei tends to follow Matt a bit in his footsteps, but Matt's not done all the checks that Rei has, so I'm excited to see how this develops.
Right now, I'd say Matt has a slight lead, only because we've seen what Rei has uncovered, and to date, none of it has really equaled major progression. A lot of overworld checks, yes, but not major progress. Catfish could change that, though. There's the big key for Matt in its vanilla location.
Yep. Yeah, if Matt does get one of those big progression items that they need in line while he's doing stuff he needs to be doing anyway, like Palace of Darkness, for example, then he can just end up taking the lead because he might not have to check all the places Rei has already checked.
So Matt is gonna do a mimic glitch here.
For those that don't know, because the room scrolls sideways, if you drink a potion and then move to the edge, but not all the way to the edge, the screen doesn't lock. As you can see, the camera moves to the right, and because the camera doesn't see the mimics on the screen anymore, the game thinks they're dead, and the door opens.
It's a nice little bit of trickery there, and Matt has picked up a lot of keys, but no items. Well, he does have an ice rod, so I shouldn't say nothing. But
so if there is an item on the boss, he probably won't be able to get that because he does need. While you can clear that mimic room without a bow because of the potion, you cannot clear the other one.
Well, and on top of that, you need to hit the statue with an arrow to actually activate it.
That too.
Rei doesn't have the potion, so we won't be able to potion glitch. True, he can buy a potion if he wants, but
does he know clipping or the hover? That's a good question.
I'm not sure. So, gotta go now into the back of into the dark maze here. So, see how this plays out.
Yeah, still three chests to be opened there.
Well, that's Now Ganon can be hurt. That's good.
One less worry. But I don't think a piece of heart is what he was hoping for there.
He's hoping for something. Well, that's interesting. Coupled with the Master Sword, that opens a couple of checks actually. But the more immediate priority is going to go into Eastern and try and get 3 items out of this place.
Chat pointing out that he found that Matt found Ice Rod in Hera, and we apparently missed that.
You're right. I apologize.
I miss it just the same.
Yeah. So thank you, chat, for correcting us there. So Pod was a bust until the very end with the Master Sword and the Book of Medora.
While he's there, he's also checking the Eastern Palace now. Also not clearable without the bow.
Right. So, yeah, 3 potential items here. Swamp Palace play? Well, you can do about half of the dungeon. It's not ideal, but
it's in the
doable.
hook shot, yeah. That's the question. Can you find something early on, or do you... how deep do you have to go? Does the boss have an item?
Do you make a run into desert?
At this point, you get the most diversions. These races are thinking, what gives me the best chance? What allows me to get the most items from where I am right now? And it's those decisions that make or break the game, added with luck, of course, because this is random after all.
Right, and it is a game of calculations, and this is both plays are valid because again they can't finish regardless. Rei can only go through about half this dungeon. Matt is at a hard stop as once he gets this last chest here. So it's an interesting decision to make. Oh, Matt
hook
scores.
Shot, he gets rewarded.
Wow, that's huge. That actually makes Swamp now full clearable.
I'd say that puts Matt ahead, clearly ahead, because he can now make his way to Swamp and do everything that Rei is doing, but actually go further, because we know Rei can't find it there anymore.
Right. So, yes, that's 6 potential items and 7 if you count the green pendant. So, Matt did not finish Hera. Matt got thrown off the top floor twice by Trolldorm.
I would say Matt getting thrown off by Trolldorm is made up for the time Rei lost on missing that bomb in Thieves Town. Did you see what was on the Pyramid Ledge? He went so fast I missed it.
It was 10 arrows. Nothing to get excited about, alas.
Well, if it was something to get excited about, I would be very confused as to why he didn't go there.
Yeah.
Matt now going to his own catfish.
Yep. Rei routed this a little cleaner overall. Just doubled up on while he was there. Matt did a slightly different approach, but unfortunately he's going to find just 3 bombs here, and that's not going to make him too happy.
Doesn't even want him.
No. So our runners are basically at a standstill right now as far as progression. Like, they can't move. Oh, there. Okay, I'll shut up now. All right, the Titan's Mitt for Rei. That is a very nice find indeed. That opens up a few more dungeons.
Yeah, that now he has access to Misery Mire. If, of course, the Bombos Medallion, because we haven't had a check on that yet. If the Bombos Medallion is the thing to enter, then he can go there. But he now also has Ether, so much more of a chance that he can get in.
Yeah, probably got slapped by the Titan gloves. Yeah, I'm gonna feel that for a while. Jeez, those gloves really leave a mark. So,
but Matt will follow up, and he'll get his gloves soon enough, most likely.
oh yeah, he's gonna because we're not, only at the 42-minute mark. He's gonna do a full clear. Now Rei is kind of in an interesting spot. Cannot go into desert. Oh no, he can go into desert. Can go into desert from here. So yeah, so there are some checks here that can be done. It's Quake Medallion, of course, because
Of course.
what else was it going to be?
So now they also have to find that Quake Medallion somewhere, which is gonna delay this game a bit more. And of course, if somebody finds that in a place that somebody else checks much later, that could also give that person quite a lead.
So at this point, once Matt picks up there's the bow, checkerboard cave. So
that's a nice pickup.
That's big for Rei. Not sure how much cushion that provides, but for an immediate cushion, he's gonna have to check Agina now. Let me think. So once Matt is done here, that will put him 3 items from Go mode officially, because Fire Rod, Bow, and Quake are required. We know that. We know where the bow is. Matt is going to skip left side. Going to hope that something pays off here.
Is he? The question then becomes: has he been counting items? Because if he then sees I didn't get all the items, then he'll have to go back. He'll probably still check left side, or maybe he'll think it's not worth my time.
Well, if he came in here in the first place, you know, I think he's going to probably do a full clear. I think he's just hoping that it's as close to 6 as possible, and well, we know it's not going to be. He did pick up the red sword, though. That's a nice find for him. That's going to make Argus a little quicker.
It's going to speed up his general play, yes. Actually, he picked up the Master Sword. Where did he picked up the Master Sword in Palace of Darkness, if I remember correctly.
Correct. That's correct.
But Rei did not get that because he hasn't been in there yet.
No, yeah, he hasn't been in pod, hasn't been in either Eastern or Pod, so.
And he's now going into Ice Palace. Of course, with that bombos, he can do a lot, but he's gonna be doing everything a bit slower because he's still running around with that fighter sword.
The quick fight on Argus. Oh, he gets a bow!
Nice.
Oh, wow. So, that is huge for Matt.
Do you think he'll just hop back onto Pod and Eastern right after, once he maybe picks up the last item here?
Yeah, he's gonna. Yeah, once he's done left side, I think he's gonna do a double and just ram his way through those 2 and pick up 2, and because those are the red crystals on top of everything else.
Putting, of course, Pyramid Fairy in his line of sight.
Exactly. So Rei's trying to set up the icebreaker clip, gets it, very nicely done. Gets a vanilla big key. Hookshot was an Eastern.
Yes, chat talking about Swamp Palace, it is green pendant, of course, so this will allow him to get one more item check once he goes to Pod and Eastern, because Saha is, of course, there waiting for him.
Yeah, so all the more reason to do the double on Eastern and Pod, because you're gonna get a free item out of this from Saha anyways. Chat did point out Rei is doing Ice Palace with Fighter's Sword. I mean, it's doable, but
not fun.
It is not fun in the slightest. And the only advantage he's got is Bombos will make the first phase of Cold Stare a cinch. Then it gets ugly.
And yes, thank you for the answer in chat. Rei did indeed get his bow in checkerboard, and when Matt ends up checking that, if he checks it, he'll get his silvers, which of course puts him in a good position for Ganon, for a lot faster Ganon fight.
It's hard to imagine he's not going to check checkerboard unless he somehow ends up in go mode before that happens.
The question is if Rei will ever spend the time to actually finish Swamp Palace.
And Matt giving a wow to the audience. Like, yep, that sounds about right. He's going to check Bombo's tablet, it looks like.
Rei's doing hammer strats on Cold Stare. That's a hard thing to do.
Yeah, and he's getting pounded by the ice falling from the ceiling. Just 10 arrows there. There goes 1. 2. Very good job by Rei taking down Cold Stare.
That is the quality of these players. Backed in corner, half a heart. Only got that spider sword and that hammer, but he goes for it and he clears it.
Matt, nope, he's not skipping. Okay, no, he's not.
Yes, that is indeed Rei's second boss they killed with half a heart, but anything more than half a heart is extra.
So Rei is up 2-1 on the crystal count, and can do Eastern and Pod now. In turn, but he hasn't set foot in either, whereas Matt has all but finished these.
Yes, Matt will now be racing through these, while Rei's playing a bit of catch-up on those, but since he has that crystal lead, Matt will still have to spend that time in Ice Palace, but he's going to go through there much faster, because with his Tempered Sword, Cold Stare fight is going to be a cinch.
Yeah, no problems there with Tempered Sword. So Matt is 2 items from go mode: a quake and a fire rod. I don't think he intended to do that.
That seems like an odd place to suddenly mirror, yes. I think he accidentally hit the activate button before his quick swap went through, because he wanted to switch from his mirror to his bow and arrow.
Yeah, he got a little ahead of himself, and unfortunately had to go back.
If anybody clipped his reaction when he did that, I know there's a place where you can submit clips like that for more emotes on these channels.
Pretty good one when he wowed seeing Titansmith there. Good news is he doesn't have to do this again.
Go for the safety, just using the sword beam now. No swapping involved. Quick Swap has been introduced now and is as you can all see and have seen for a while. It is tournament legal now. It's by no means required, but it feels like to me and to I've heard other people say similar things. It raises the potential skill ceiling because making good use of it at the right times can make you go a lot faster while you're just running. You don't have to mess around in your inventory. It comes down to seconds sometimes in these races.
Oh yeah, it is a useful tool for sure.
To be used with care, as you saw on Matt's.
Yes. Well,
quick helmets are.
Yeah, quick helmet fight from Matt, and that'll even him up on the crystals. Just some bombs. At 5203.
I really like the mecha Link skin he's got going on. Or is that Dark Link? It looked mecha to me. I don't know.
Yeah, a little bit.
Nice bomb jump clip there from Rei, making a quick way onto that big chest.
Gonna be good routing for Rei. Matt now gonna take care of business with the Armas Knights. And there's Rei's second sword, a welcome sight. Although it may be a while, if at all, before third sword, and I really can't envision a scenario where he goes back unless it's pet required.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't see it happening, and that may make a big difference in that final Ganon fight and how fast they go through it, because Matt's got that third sword and his first bow in Swamp Palace, so he is much more better positioned to actually get silvers. If Rei does go back in, he suddenly finds extra sword, he gets silvers, but he doesn't have that much of a reason unless he just can't find an important item that he may need.
Given what is going to end up being, that seems rather unlikely. Possible, but unlikely.
How about Fire Rod on pedestal? That's still possible, is it not?
Yes, it is. It is on the table. So is Quake, for that matter, because of what the pendants are.
So I might still get my my pedestal play here.
Might. Depends on who decides to do a paranoia check.
Well, they both have that book now, so it's I can only hope.
Yeah. Very quick fight from Matt.
Quick.
So up 3-2 now on the crystals at 54-17. So now he can do Ice Palace. After that, though, also needs to pay a visit to Sarsaparilla, but
Oh, he just runs over his board, not losing any time by holding on to that block of Samaria. Something new I learned. I didn't know you could do that.
Matt did clear Swamp, and now he's going to check Sarsaparilla, and, well, he's much richer than he was before.
Weren't you talking about how he was a bank robber earlier in his life? Well, that's just more proof.
Yeah, it's like, boy, the evidence is just really piling up there. Rei is now taking on Helmsley King.
Like you said, he's going into Ice Palace now. It seems like a logical choice since he can full clear with that Bombos tablet. I mean, Bombos medallion.
Yeah, he's got that taken care of. And Rei finishes off Helma, so that'll even them back up on the crystals. At about 55-41.
And what do you think is Rei's next play in this? Because we don't think he's going to go back into Swamp Palace, but then what is his next choice?
Well, he's going to finish Eastern off, of course, so that'll put him up at 4 crystals. After that, I think Dark Death Mountain would probably be his next choice. Yeah,
now with those Titan mids, he can he has some more checks to be done there which hookshot gave. Wait, he does not have the hookshot yet.
That's true.
He'll be getting that momentarily, won't he? Wasn't that in Eastern Palace?
Yes. So he'll get his hookshot. So that puts. I think that might lead him to think Dark Death Mountain is his next choice. Because there's a decent amount of item density there. Nice job with the icebreaker.
Nice. A lot of people using that now. It's not that familiar with it, but apparently it's been discovered fairly recently, and you can see how much these guys practice by how swiftly they all, a lot of them do it.
It is a relatively new technique, but it's been widely adopted.
Coming from chat, somebody makes a good point. He might go into Hera because he hasn't picked up any of the items there yet. So he might go for Rei might go for that clear, along with Dark Death Mountain.
It certainly plays into the route for sure. And he'll pick up his Ice Rod, which is a nice bonus. Matt has 2 of the 3 items so far in Ice Palace, and is working his way down to Ice Tea Room. Shovel Ped, Powder Dig, Fire Rod Bat.
That would be cruel, and I love it.
About the cruelty around here, as long as it doesn't hurt other people.
Of course. This is, of course, not that fun of a play for the runners, but it makes for an enjoyable race to watch. Nice bomb jump there.
Good job by Matt. He is full clearing this dungeon.
Chat points out that Matt never turned his mushroom. I think he did. I remember seeing both of them go there. Not at the same time, but I'm pretty sure they both had it in their mushroom.
I think Matt save quitted that. Yeah, he reset it because it wasn't anything good. He's saving that for a potential powder play.
And now we're gonna have the Cold Stare fight, but with Tempered Sword. Swiftly pushing them all into a corner, and that makes for a very, very quick and clean Cold Stare fight. Look at that.
So 59-20 for Matt. That puts him up 4-3, though his crystal lead will be short-lived as Rei's about to take on the Armas Knights. But the overall advantage still favors Matt overall. Because of it, well, partly because of the Ice Rod and also just his general item count. So 59-45 for Rei, getting crystal number 4.
Oh, Matt's gonna discover now that you need Quake to get into Mr. Meyer because he doesn't actually know that yet. Let's see what his reaction is. How he's given a big side like, wow, really? I have 2 medallions and I can't get in? That's just not fair.
But he's going to be pretty happy in a minute when he grabs his silver arrows off a checkerboard cave.
I think everybody's happy when they find silver arrows.
Yeah. Or no, he's going to take a look. He's going to take a dip into desert, it appears. Rei did not do this. Are 2 items in desert, and it is a pendant, so... That's one of them, a red shield.
Not even taking the time to get that. He does not care.
We just found our other shield at the ether spot.
Running past Hera, but then deciding I want to go in there anyway. I haven't gotten any items in there. Let's turn back and go.
Yep.
No, Ray, you already have that chest. You have to do something else.
He's just gonna set up the glitch, the pot glitch.
Yep, looks like it. Very clean. I always find it's very impressive how cleanly and how quickly these runners execute these glitches. This takes a lot of practice and effort that they put in there.
Right.
And now he has his ice rod.
So that draws him.
That's it for him, though. He's happy with that, and he heads out.
So Matt has found both items in desert. Not inclined to finish this, especially since we haven't confirmed if this is actually ped required yet. So I imagine that we might not be too far off from one of them checking that at some point.
I think you're right. We're about to see what medallion is needed for Turtle Rock, although that doesn't matter too much. Although, of course, if it is not Quake, well, it's Bombos, then they might have to go in there first so that they can actually get the Quake medallion maybe in there.
Can't go very far in Turtle Rock to begin with, just because no fire rod, so that kind of limits their abilities here. Matt is
true enough. There is a key layout that allows you to get a little bit further, but it has to be that specific key layout, and the chances for that are on the low side. So it's usually safer to assume and check other things before going in there.
True enough. But yeah, we are reaching a kind of a dormy on this. That's 70 rupees in Super Bunny Cave.
Not paying off, yeah. And every time we don't find one of those important items, the Fire Rod or Quake, we get a little bit closer to the potential for a pet check and the pet seed.
The Hookshot Cave will go a long way to determining this. 20 bucks. Bombs. Money. And money.
And what was on the floating island?
Nothing that they're gonna go after. It was 10 arrows.
Oh yeah, nobody will go after that.
So
that's a lot of locations checked now, and Ray is dipping in.
there are a few free checks he gets. There's one free check guaranteed, so there is that. Spike Cave also out there, chat points out. That is true. Good old Spike Cave. Oh, the fire
And the
rod!
fire rod!
Wow, what a find.
Yeah, that was a very good choice from Ray to go in there, so because now he does have all the tools he needs to go ahead and clear this.
Will Matt make the same play?
As chat points out, this could be big for Ray. If Matt does not make the same play, this could put Ray far ahead, potentially.
That would put him in the driver's seat.
Unless Quake is on ped.
Well, unless. But even then, it's a stopgap because how likely is it? How long is it before Matt decides, you know what, I want to take a look at the front, at the first door of first chest of Turtle Rock? That's a pretty. You talk about your low percentage plays.
He's there anyway, so he might as well.
He just got a red shield. He has some words about that, and he is leaving Death Mountain. Ray continuing to march through Turtle Rock. Matt, I think, is going to go turn in those crystals. Get that super bomb.
He's really hoping on that Pyramid Fairy giving him what he's looking for, that Quake medallion, because of course, well, he's hoping for Fire Rod as well, but we know it won't be there.
That even if it ends up with Quake, that's a means to an end. That gets him 1 crystal. Rei can do this, and then he'll do Skull Woods after this, and hit the double there. So yes, the long-term advantage has swung in Rei's favor here.
That's how it goes with these randos. We had a feeling Matt was slightly ahead, but this has made a big difference. You never know how it's gonna go.
Yeah, and with a few more items in play here, we'll see what happens.
Vanilla butter sword.
Well, not bad. I got a blue, and he got a blue potion out of that. Yeah, Matt opened TR and like, yeah. Well, magic powder in Mimic Cave. That's another nice quality of life item.
But also a check for on magic bat.
Yep. So, yeah, Fire Rod was first chest of Turtle Rock.
In that compass chest, the very first thing he checked, and he was delighted to find that.
Oh yeah.
Not picking up that piece of heart, he says, I have enough, I have 13, who needs more? It's not even a piece of heart, it's a heart container because it was full.
Yeah, he's pretty well set on health with blue mail and so forth. Still might pick up Tempered at Pyramid Fairy looking for Quake and Down. He might. If nothing else, if nothing comes of Skull Woods, he might make that decision.
Is there still one more item in
No, we have hit go mode.
Item.
We are at go mode at 108.42.
And this is indeed now Rei, like you said, Rei is in the driver's seat. I cannot agree more. He's gonna be going fast through this, then Skullwoods and Misery Mire just knocking them out, making his way to the Ganon's Tower.
Absolutely, yeah. Rei has absolute control here. Just gotta be a little careful with this fight again. Oh, like, don't run into Trinex like that. Gonna have a slightly longer fight with Trinex because of Master Sword, but
mixing in some hammer hits there as well.
Yeah, the Ice Rod, you know, you gotta be careful. Just spams the Fire Rod to take care of the Ice Head.
Matt doing the smithy chain in the meantime. Let's see what those come up with now. What they've cooked up in their under their hammers.
Where was the chat asking where was the not pyramid sword? It was in Swamp Palace, in the back.
Yeah, in the back. Matt found it while doing the divert down glitch, and Rei going down to 1 heart again on this boss. Really living that. As long as I'm above a half heart, I'm good.
$110.18 for Rei. That's 5, and again, driver's seat.
I think we're gonna get our pet check here from Matt. Nope, he's going to the Dark World.
He might be. I don't think Matt checked has checked Skullwoods yet.
I think he did. Because I know one of them did.
Rei,
I think it was Matt.
Rei checked it, I'm pretty sure.
I don't remember. Well, seeing how he's gone in, I think you are right. Rei checked it, and he's now going in there. Like Chad points out, there was a cape in there, which Rei has, and Matt does not, and soon will.
Right. So yeah, so Rei is already 3/4 of the way done with this dungeon, just needs to close it out. Half magic, fire rod, Mothula, no problem. And 14 hearts, this shouldn't be too difficult. Almost got grabbed, though.
Just in time, charging out from under there with those boots. And Cut and Divine showing why sword is required for Skullwoods here. The fire rod was in the very first chest of Turtle Rock. And Rei went in there. They both opened up Turtle Rock. Rei was thinking, I'm here anyway. I'm gonna check a hope's hope, a fool's hope maybe, but he's gonna do it. And he was rewarded for it. While Matt is now searching a lot of other places.
He was rewarded and then got Quake Medallion and Laser Bridge Room to just swing Gomo to get the blue cane now as an added bonus.
It's a nice item to have going into Ganon's Tower. It makes some certain things just a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Less work.
Like the only disadvantage for Rei at this point is not going to have a sword or bow upgrade just because of the routing. So not great, but I think Matt's going to finish off.
Yep.
Tower of Hera here.
He might just do that, and while he does have only the single bow and the single sword, and there's a very good chance he won't get either of the other upgrades, I think the amount of ahead that he is at this time makes him not have to worry about taking longer on Ganon, as long as he makes sure that he doesn't die on Ganon, of course, because that makes you lose a lot. Spike Cave, no, Spike Cave, yeah, he just did Spike Cave, but as we know from Rei, nothing was in there for him to get, and he noped out again from Death Mountain, going back to his house, so making Rei's lead that much bigger.
Yeah, at this point, it's a race to the big key in this dungeon. Big key can pretty much be anywhere up front here, so could take a minute, but
oh, he's not checking for Godmire, not yet anyway. And there it is.
Cares? Close enough.
Even faster if you don't know, if you can't do the hover.
So on his way now to Vitreous for his 7th and final crystal.
And Matt going to Turtle Rock now is probably going to go in, and when he gets that fire sword, that his reaction is going to speak 1,000 words.
I think he's figured it out at this point. Everything else has been checked. It has to be here. The only question is, does he do a full clear, or does he jump right out of here? And I doubt he would do that, but
since Turtle Rock is a crystal dungeon, that he has really no reason to jump out once he has that fire rod.
Ray was trying to trigger a glitch here, and Matt's like, "Oh God!" It's like, "Oh really?"
And now he's probably thinking, "Oh, I hope Rei did the same as I did. I hope he did not go in here. If he did, he is so far ahead." And that's, of course, the fear of not knowing what your opponent's doing. Did he make the same checks? Did he go in here? It's stressful.
It is a kind of an assume the worst thing here. the only advantage that Matt has at this point is he has much better weapons than Rei does, but I don't think that's going to be enough to save him. It would take a couple of major mistakes.
Yeah, I agree with you 100% there. Very quick Vitreous from Rei there with the tools that he does have, needing a couple of extra arrows because they're normal, not silver, and doing a lot of sword spins with his Master Sword to get rid of those eyes.
It's that time again. There are 22 chests in the great land of Ganon's Tower. What's it gonna be? What number chest is it gonna be to open to get that big key? I will say 6.
I'm saying 2. I like the idea of 2. I prefer the idea of 1, but I saw somebody already said 1, so I thought I'd go 2.
Yeah, I've seen that too. It might have been one of those other matches, but
I just love the idea of people going to the left side first and seeing that big key on the pedestal. Oh, it looks like there actually is no bot that is here to activate the actual game. I don't have the power to activate that, so there might not be a game where you can get points this time around.
Sadly, neither do I. Okay, hurry and get your best.
Folks. Thank you to our lovely tracker for activating that game for us.
Thank you, much appreciated. So if you're gonna check Mimic Cave, oh, now he is. We'll get him his magic powder. And Cane of Burna to get past the Lionels.
Matt is now making his way smoothly through Turtle Rock, but he still does have Skull Woods to clear after and Misery Mire, while Rei is making his way through Ganon's Tower. And there's his big key already. What's that, 3? I was checking Matt first for a bit, but that was a very quick big key, and he's making his way up now. Congratulations to everybody that guessed right. I cannot answer how the points are decided. I don't fully know. Maybe our tracker knows, as she's the one that activated the contest. And Matt coming up on the Trinex fight right now. Rei getting bullied a bit by those Igors, but no real problem for him. Rei did pick up blue. Did he end up going into Aghanim? I assume he went into Aghanim at some point and got his blue mail there. So we don't really know where that red mail is hanging out. And a swift Oh wait, no, the fight is not over. I was about to say a swift fight on Trinex by Matt, but he has just killed the head, so now he's got to kill the rest, and there it is. That was very quick with that butter sword. Let's see, there's some fire rod tactics going on, and he's raised 0 cycles those earthworms very swiftly. Very clean.
So yeah, Rei just has gone through the bulk of the gauntlet here. Just a few more rooms before Aga 2.
Matt getting bullied by the bird.
So
Really having some trouble there getting fire rod to shoot in the right direction. That's one chest getting opened. I personally don't really know why that one chest got opened there. He was, I guess, hoping for a red mail or the silvers or a sword of grade, but just that one chest.
yeah, that's really about the only reason you'd be opening a chest at this point, just hoping to get something good. And so far, no dice.
So it looks like Rei is indeed gonna go into a Master Sword silverless fights. So he's gonna have to put his best foot forward in a Ganon fight, but the people in this tournament, they can all do this, so I don't expect much trouble.
Yeah, it's not a lot of fun, but with Magic Cape, that'll make the first couple of phases pretty quick. And he did stop to get some magic for his bottles. Green and blue potion, he'll be fine.
I do think so, yeah. But first we got Aga 2.
Good setup for round 1. Just missed.
Go wide. That's unfortunate.
Gets a double there.
Double. Nice. That's 3 now.
A 1, 2, 3.
And a triple.
Nice.
That was very nice.
Wow, 1, 2, 3 for Rei there. Take down Aga 2. I think we'd call that a cycle. I mean, this isn't baseball, but that seems like a good title.
And we're talking about burritos today. Ganon's apparently hungry. And Matt gets his crystal from Misery Mire. Vitrius very smoothly with those silver arrows, making that a very easy and fast fight. Needing several cycles, of course, because you lose a lot of time with the Master Sword on Ganon, because only the spin attacks will hurt him.
Yeah, so this is not. All rando players should learn this, but it's not any fun to do. It does take a long time.
Definitely something you need to learn, because if you're put in a position like Rei's now, you don't want to have to spend more time looking. Because if you can do this, it saves so much time compared to having to go look for that other weapon.
He's gone through phase 1 here, or phase 1 and 2 here.
Does he have berry?
He's got potions. He'll be fine.
Fair enough.
Ooh.
Missing that hit though.
getting the business here from Ganon. Finally settles down.
Yeah, he didn't want to stay in one spot. He wanted to go all over the place. And now he knows where he can find those arrows. That's not gonna help him. And time to spin. How many hits does it take? Is it 24 spins with the Master Sword?
24, yeah. Hope you like counting.
That's a lot of spins. I'm not gonna follow. I'll see when Ganon goes down, and I wish Rei all the best with his count.
That's 6.
And Matt has swiftly taken down Mothra, getting his 7 crystals, so he'll be making his way to Ganon's tower. You can see him looking to the other screen, looking for that dot done from Rei that will probably come fairly soon. So we'll see if he continues and kills his own Ganon.
He got blocked there by Ganon. Nice setup this time. Ooh, got popped there by the fire bat. Nice recovery though.
It's like watching Neo dodge all them bullets, but instead of bullets, it's fire bats.
Pretty much. Down he goes.
And now he just has to walk the bridge of life and death.
Oh my god.
What does that mean? I've actually never seen this happen. Does that reset the fight? Is it
Yes,
still...
Yes, it does.
I've actually never seen that happen. So he actually missed the bridge. He's look at him in his cam. You can see his he's laughing it off. I'm honestly really really impressed of how he's laughing it off, and it's actually giving Matt a small chance because Matt still has to find a key and go through the gauntlet, but Rei has to go through the gauntlet again. Oh wait, no, he doesn't, because of course Rei can just go up the pyramid and kill Ganon right away.
Right. But that's not... In other circumstances, that is a fatal mistake.
It really would be. It's gonna be a lot closer, and Matt, of course, does have that butter sword and those silvers. So if Matt goes the same route and finds the key in the third chest, in the third location, like Rei did, then he will go up that gauntlet quickly, and he'll kill Ganon a lot faster. And it looks like he is taking the same route, so he'll get that big key momentarily. It's like in chat they're saying we joke about the bridge of how it's dangerous, but it is. You can never take anything for granted. Never lose focus until you see that Triforce.
I think that was about as good a Silverless Ganon fight as we can see. I mean, he was very clean for most.
If he only got hit by one fire bat in the final phase, it was really well done. I really hope he can do it again. Of course, he did stock up on more blue potions, so he'll have no problem clearing it. It's all about speed.
Alright, so... got a good position there, so we can do some doubles on Ganon. I think that's 24, so I think we're on to phase 3 now. Give him one more just for good measure.
Of course, we know that in this phase, Ganon still, since it's still the same seed, he'll do similar movement, and he will move around a lot before he lets Rei hit him. Of course, Matt has that same movement because it is, of course, the same seed. Matt moving swiftly through that, through the gauntlet. But as it stands, it looks like the difference was just too big to overcome that mistake from Rei, and he is well on his way to clear Ganon again.
Yeah, that little mistake with well, not really a mistake, but Rei's guess on Fire Rod in first chest of Turtle Rock was the difference maker.
Yeah. I think overall the execution from Matt on this race was cleaner, but we all know that execution is not everything. There's execution, there's routing, and then there's luck.
Yeah.
And while Matt's execution was slightly better, we cannot say anything about Rei. Look at how cleanly he's doing this fight. The execution is still like top level. This requires so much focus, so much practice. It's not something you just do. For anybody that missed it in chat, Rei's killing Ganon for a second time because when he killed Ganon the first time, he decided to take a tumble off of the edge before going over the bridge. So he has to kill him again.
Bizarre things I've seen. I've seen a lot of races, but that's definitely one of the strangest. One or two more should do it. There it is. Now, do not go off the edge.
He's getting close, but he's waiting. He's taking all the time in the world. Let's get some GGs in chat for Rei, who is now for real going to finish at 133.06.
GG's to Rei for doing it twice and still winning. Lucky man.
And I think Matt has seen the dot done, but he just entered Aga 2, so he will be probably finishing and doing his own fight. And just like Rei, he did a very clean job, very swiftly took care of Aga. Can somebody in chat tell me what he cycled? Did he 1, 2, 3 as well, or how did that go for him? I actually missed that. 2, 3, 1. Very nice. This will be a much faster Ganon fight, of course, with that butter sword and the silver sword. Looks like some inside strats, staying inside that fire circle and constantly moving towards Ganon. And he already knows I've done enough damage, so now I just gotta dodge the fire bats and going into phase 3. I don't think Matt's gonna even take a chance of having to do it twice. He already knows the race itself is over. Oh, missing that fire glitch, so he will have to light both. Getting the double, almost a triple. I find that very impressive, even almost a triple. I am having trouble, when I personally play, I am having trouble getting doubles, and he nearly gets a triple. That's really impressive to see always. Let's get some GGs in chat for Matt, who also just finished at 135.35. We will be getting these racers into here for a short interview after they join us here in the Discord. And Ray has joined us here. Hi, Ray. GG. Good race.
Hello, thank you.
And there's one question that's, of course, going through everybody's mind in chat, mine too. And you know what it's gonna be. What went through your mind when you dropped down?
I mean, I was the whole game. I was really nervous, and I also did some bad play in Thievestown. I don't know. I was my concentration was really low, and at this time, I don't know. I was so nervous because I know Matt a bit, and I know that he's an MG runner, and I thought about my execution is a little bit. So he is better in the execution than me, I think, overall. But the nervosity would have that not making it better.
Matt has joined us here as well in the meantime. Hi, Matt. GG. Good race.
GG.
So we were just discussing, I don't know if you're aware of what happened with Ray. After he killed Ganon, he did actually fall before the bridge spawned and had to kill Ganon again.
Yeah, I saw that.
And so the chat was already throwing out GGs for Ray, but then the world stood still, and you went in again without silver, with just a master sword, and did a very clean Ganon fight. So you still got that win, of course, because that's where the big difference came from, as you both know, and in chat. You dipped into Turtle Rock. You find that fire rod there. And then later, Matt, when you went in there, we saw both of your reactions. With Ray, of course, you finding it there. You're like, yes, this is great. Let's go. That puts you in go mode as soon as you find that quake. It's also in Turtle Rock. While Matt, you're checking a lot of other places. You're going in there. You find that fire rod, and you have that feeling probably. How was that for you?
For me, I felt terrible. Yeah. I knew I was I thought I might be in trouble when I found that bow in Checkerboard Cave, because you could have dipped swamp without the hook shot, and then gotten that bailed out by that bow. So then you could have single dipped both Pod and Eastern, and so I was already feeling a bit behind. That also partially played in my decision not to go in Turtle Rock, because you can get deep without the fire rod and waste a lot of time in there. And when I was in Hookshot Cave, I was like, I can either go check the Ether Tablet or go into Turtle Rock. I'm not going to do both. And I chose to go to the Ether Tablet.
I actually single dipped Pod and Eastern, but I didn't get the bow from Swamp. Logically.
Yeah, indeed. We saw you get the bow from Checkerboard, with Matt getting the bow from the boss in Swamp Palace, and then later getting silver upgrades, of course, in Checkerboard. And when you single dipped both Palace of Darkness and Eastern Palace, Matt, you were in there as well at the same time. But of course, as you had already been in there, you cleared those very quickly. And at that time, from our commentator's perspective, we felt like you, Matt, were in the lead because you just were going through a lot of these things slightly faster, with slightly better execution on certain fights, slightly better routing, but most importantly, you had those upgraded swords, and that made you go a lot faster for a lot of the stuff.
Yeah, I don't remember where the swords were. Oh yeah, there's one in Pyramid Fairy. I don't know where the other one was that I found that he wouldn't have found.
Also in Swamp Palace.
Oh right, yeah. Flooded Bridge.
You diver down. You did the diver down glitch, and then found the Temper Sword right there, and that's when we were talking about how you were going to go through everything just a little bit faster, and that difference added up over time. And then we saw you check Missouri Meyer. There was Quake there, so we saw on your face, of course, I have to. It's the third. Let's go. Where is it? In chat, people are thinking, and I was actually hoping a bit. Let's have a pedestal play. Let it be on pedestal. But it ended up being behind that fire rod inside Turtle Rock.
Yeah.
Now, at the start of the race, you guys were of course very close to each other, and it's clear that both of you race at a very, very high level, and it's really comes down to that randomness sometimes.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I was just nervous from the beginning on because I really thought that I can't win that, and but over time, I think my route was really, really good because I didn't had to wait for something besides the swords. Everything got through my I get through my way. Also that dip into swamp before I go eastern and pod, it makes me feel so better. And yeah, I don't know, but I thought about that he did the same, so I will be a little bit behind, I think. But I think was a lot of luck, but I think also I can read those seeds really good. I thought the right things on the right places. After I found Bombos, I really was sure behind Bombos is the fire up, but I thought it is in Ice Palace. That's also the reason, because I went to Ice Palace before Pot and Eastern, and then I thought, okay, the only thing what Bombos can log is TR. Let's look if it is, and it was there.
And it paid off. It was really the thing that clinched this race for you. Ray, thank you very much, and congratulations on your run, and Matt as well. Congratulations on a very, very good race.
Thanks.
There is another race coming up. I will have a quick look at the schedule. There is a Metroid race coming up, I think. Oh no, sorry, Mega Man X race coming up on starting on SpeedGaming 1, and on SpeedGaming 2 we have Ocarina of Time Randomizer starting in about 10 minutes. So thank you guys for your time, and I wish you the best of luck for the rest of the tournament.
All right, thanks for the stream, guys. Appreciate it.
And thank you as well for our lovely tracker helping us keep us in line wherever we missed something.
Yeah, from me, thanks too.
See you guys around.